Good morning, Sixers, and welcome to today's English. Today we're going to be revising a bit of our SPAG knowledge. So I'm going to set you some test questions today because I think there's quite a lot that we're allowing to drip away from our memories, and therefore when we come across it in lessons or when we look at editing or something like that, we're forgetting some things that we definitely would know or should know at this point in the year. So we're going to revise our SPAG knowledge by reminding ourselves about all the punctuation and grammar from this year to use this knowledge in our editing tomorrow. So there's a lot of sort of pausing in these. I'm going to be showing you a question and then asking you to pause the video and answer it and such. So be ready on that pause button. So to start off with then, what's wrong with this sentence? Convince me what was wrong with it. We was running to the shop and the dog followed us. Pause the video. Oh, there you go. Pause the video. And what's wrong with that sentence? Okay, so hopefully you've realised it wasn't we was running, it's we were running because there's more than one of us. If it was just one, it would be I was running, not I were running. But because there's we, because there's a group of us, we were running to the shop and the dog followed us. Next one then. What's wrong with this sentence? Because the droids kept coming closer, Yoda used the force to knock them back. I can put the pause down here this time. What's wrong with that sentence? Have a pause, have a go. Okay, so hopefully we've realised we've started with a subordinating clause because the droids kept coming closer. There's our noun, Yoda, that's the subject. And what did he do? He used the force to knock them back. So because we started with that, what do I call it? Subordinating clause, I need a comma there, okay, to split that up because it's at the front of my sentence, a fronted subordinating clause. And then I'm also not finishing my sentence with a full stop, or on this one I could say an exclamation mark as well. Yoda, use the force to knock them back. I could use it like that. I'm going to put a full stop for me, but if you've used an exclamation mark, that's absolutely fine. Here we go then. How would you rewrite this so it is correct? Colin and Gaz were cats and were neighbours. On Wednesdays, Colin shares his tuna with Gaz, and on Fridays, it's Gaz's turn to share his cream with Colin. What's wrong with that sentence and how would you rewrite it? Have a pause, have a go. Okay, so because this is quite a big one, I've actually rewritten it on another slide here. So there we go. Colin and Gaz were cats. I think I've put an exclamation. What am I talking about? I put a what do you call that? Dash. Oh my lord, my brain's gone blank. Shout it at the screen for me and I can hear you. Apostrophe. Thank you very much. So yeah, I've put an apostrophe. Now the cats on this one don't actually own anything. We're just saying there's more than one of them. So that's why we haven't got an apostrophe. And we're neighbours. Hopefully you've realised that neighbours was spelt wrong. On Wednesdays, again here, no capital letter, and I put an apostrophe there. Wednesdays don't own anything at this point. So I'm just saying every Wednesday, more than one Wednesday. And I also didn't put a comma. So on Wednesdays, that's a adverb. And then I've not put a comma there. So Colin shares his tuna with Gaz. And on Fridays, and I think I didn't even put, capital letters for Colin and Gaz. Fridays, I did the same as Wednesdays. No capital letter, I keep calling it that, apostrophe, and no comma. So now I've got rid of the apostrophe, put the capital letter and put the comma. And then it's is the only word that is the other way around. It is I can put an apostrophe, but it's without an apostrophe means they own something. So Gaz doesn't own something. Sorry, it doesn't own something. It is Gaz's turn. So that's why I've put an apostrophe there. I've also put an apostrophe for Gaz's turn because it is actually his turn. He owns that turn, so we need an apostrophe there. And I didn't this time. I also spelled it completely wrong, but spelled it gazes as well without a capital G to share his cream with Colin. Capital C, and I also put a question mark at the end of this one. It's not a question, it's a statement. So that's why we need a full stop. And then just if you were asking, that's Gaz, that's Colin. Right, so I'm going to show you 10 questions, and the answers are under here. So I'm just going to read the question out. You pause the video. I'm not going to show pause every time, otherwise I'll be backwards and forwards all the time. I'm just going to say pause the video and then I'll show you the answer. That's what we're going to do every time. So mark yourself out of 10, and then I'm going to give you a test at the end for you to have a go at yourself as well. So number 1 then, it's today's design and technology lesson. The pupils in class 10 need something to bake cereal bars. So fill in the gaps to create a present perfect sentence using the correct verb form. Have a pause, have a go. So hopefully you've written, in today's design technology lesson, the pupils in class 10 have baked cereal bars. Remember, it's almost, because it's perfect, it's how Miss Hersey would say it. She wouldn't have said baked, she would have said have baked. Okay, so that would have given you 1 mark. Next one, add brackets to this sentence in the correct place. The children who were very excited couldn't wait to meet the Queen. Pause, have a go. So hopefully you've got this. The children, who were very excited, couldn't wait to meet the Queen. I'm pretty sure you would have smashed that one because we're all very, very good at that. Now, I would ask what part of the sentence that's called, but question 3, circle the relative pronoun in this sentence. This is the girl who helps out at weekends. So which word is the relative pronoun? Have a pause, have a go. Hopefully you would have circled who. That's the relative pronoun. That's why I didn't ask here what part of the sentence this is, because that if you know that's a relative pronoun, who, you know that this part of the sentence is a shout at your screens, can't hear you, relative clause. Thank you very much. So next one, which sentence is most likely to happen? We could go to the swimming pool today. He can come to my party today. She will buy some new clothes today. They might have fish fingers for tea today. So which sentence is most likely to happen? Off you go. And then hopefully for a point, you would have ticked this one. She will buy some new shoes today. So these words here, these modal verbs, these tell us how likely something is to happen. Well, he could go swimming, but he might not. He can come to my party, but again, he might choose not to. But he is allowed. She will buy some new clothes today. There's no option there, and they might have fish fingers or they might have chips. So this one here is telling us there is no option apart from it for it to happen. So which sentence is most likely to happen? This one. Okay. Next question. Alligators in Florida have been known to attack and eat humans. Bearing this in mind, tick the sentence below which is being punctuated correctly. So you've got 3 sentences here that all say, beware of the man-eating alligators if you travel by boat to in Florida. Oh, I said that wrong about 3 times, didn't I? So which one there is punctuated correctly? Pause, have a go. Hopefully then you've chosen the middle one, because beware of the man-eating alligators dash if you travel by boat. No, that doesn't work because the if is the subordinating clause. So we don't even need any punctuation because it's at the end of the sentence, isn't it? So we know that's wrong. Let's have a look at this one. Beware of the man eating alligators. So that's almost like saying beware of the man who's eating alligators if you travel by boat in Florida. And then this one then is the correct one because we're saying beware of the alligators who eat men, the man-eating alligators if you travel by boat in Florida. Next one, question 6, draw lines to match the informal words. So these ones to their formal synonym, their formal similar words. So off you go. Hopefully then your answer should look something like this. To find something out, we discover it. To go inside something, we enter it. To ask for something, we request for it. And to get ready, we prepare for it. So if you're writing a formal email or letter, then these are the best words to use, not these ones. Next one then, number 7, rewrite the sentence below so that it begins with an adverbial. So it begins with the adverbial, sorry. Use only the same words and remember to punctuate your sentence correctly. So I'm only allowed to use these words. I've got to try and work out now which one the adverb is and put it at the start of my sentence. Off you go. So hopefully, if you read this sentence, the wizard, well, that's the noun, that's the subject. What did he do? He mixed up a new spell. So that's the verb. When did he do it? Or late at night, it looks like. So that is the adverb. It's giving me more information about the verb, about doing this mixing up. Okay, it's describing the verb. He did it late at night. So then that means I've got to start with late at night. Now remember Miss O'Riordan saying if it says punctuate your sentence correctly, that means you've got to add your own punctuation in as well. Well, if that's the case, then late at night the wizard mixed up a new spell. What type of punctuation do I need? I'll need a comma there. Late at night, comma, the wizard mixed up a new spell, full stop. So that's what you need to get a full mark there. Question number 8. Very similar to the man-eating alligator one. In a cafe, a waiter is very busy taking orders. He has lots of customers. Bearing this in mind, which sentence is correctly punctuated? Tick 1. And they all say the waiter took the customer's orders. Which one is telling me that he's got, bearing this in mind, he's very busy taking orders and he's got lots of customers. Which one is punctuated correctly? Off you go. So hopefully you got stuck between these two here, because you would realise that the customers only orders, so it would be a apostrophe in the word customers. Then hopefully then you've realised that there are lots of them. There's more than one customer, so therefore customers orders. So therefore it goes on the end of the word customers. So you would only be correct if you've ticked that one there. That's telling me that there's one customer making lots of orders. Okay, but this one's telling me there's lots of customers making orders. Okay, question number 9. Circle all the determiners below. Remember, determiners. Well, actually, I'm not going to tell you what determiners are yet. You've got to do it first. The man's hair was very long, so my uncle cut it using a pair of clippers he owns. Off you go. So remember that word determiners. They determine which noun we're talking about. So is it just an apple, or is it the apple? Or is it his apple or her apple? Okay, so usually, well, they always come before the noun. So the man's hair was very long, so my uncle cut it using a pair of clippers he owns. Hopefully your sentence looks like this. It is the man's hair. It determines what the hair is. It's not the dog's hair. It's not the woman's hair. So my uncle, not your uncle, my uncle, cut it using a pair, not the pair, or her pair, or 20 pairs of the clippers he owns. Okay, so it's the clippers, not a pair of her clippers he owns. Okay, so that's why you've got those 4 there that are circled. And then question number 10 then, underline the subordinating clause in this sentence. Hopefully this is one of the easiest questions you've ever been asked. I don't need a school dinner today because I've brought sandwiches. Off you go. Now I'm hoping you don't get caught out and just underline the word because it's asked for subordinating clause, not the subordinating conjunction. If it was the conjunction, it would just be the word. Hopefully you've underlined the whole clause because I've brought sandwiches. Okay, mark yourselves out of 10. I'm hoping you've got above 7. And then what I'm then set for you to do at home is this test here. I've set this test, and then I will also, so it's just 10 questions again, I will also post the answers, but later on today, because I don't want you to look at the answers first. Maybe if you start posting your answers, then I will post my answers and you can mark them. Okay, and I shall see you all tomorrow. Bye.